They told me on the radio, our frontal lobes don't develop risk assessment until we're 25. Maybe that explains why on the approach we all seem to be risk assessing in hindsight. Feeling a little paralysed, frozen in the headlights, standing on the thinnest part of the ice, wondering why we spent so much time sitting in rooms so choked with smoke, thinking if we lost our minds then we could put the world to rights. We only ever woke up paranoid of dry throats, sanded down by last night's 14 pieces of toast. But you know, those were the days when hangovers could be beaten by another drink, willpower, a redundant gag reflex, or just encouraging phrases like, oh, drink through it, what you need is first points the worst, second to charm, get it down and make you feel better. But then I'd wake up at 3. It was January, so I missed my slice of daylight. Head on the tiles in the shower thinking, this time I'm actually done myself some permanent damage. Fuck it, forget it, get through this, get out again. In a week without sunshine, vitamin D was looking a little on the low sides. But at this time, I was seeing a guy who hides from the light. Never opened the curtains, just worked on his drawings and held me in the night a little too tight, even when we hadn't spoken for a week. And that's when this anxiety first sowed its seeds. And I know that I'm not the only one. Because now, all my friends think they're pregnant. Monthly. Even when they hadn't had sex since last February. So we're all sitting in offices watching clocks at the ends of me and the spinning of the seconds. This is the 5 PM shadow on the other side. If this is what you studied so hard for. For what? You're a poet? Fuck off, what do you really do? I turn in my desk chair. Tap keys in time to the rhythm of my own silent worries, building blocks like a great wall that could be seen from space where that man began his fall. And I live in a city, starved of the friends I used to have, so on the drives home I shake those worries on the window, build them foundations, make them a little more stable to say that might happen, that could happen, that will happen. And we speak often enough to know that we're all doing it. Members of those pub tables, parties, and 5 AM kitchen floors, now we're up at 7 ready for work, it's early doors, we're all finding the crumbs and the mistakes we made. And we feel so silly because everyone electronically is telling us what amazing days they're living in 140 characters in the power of 3. And I'm still circling around that job I could get, might not get, won't get, never apply for, I was too terrified I wouldn't get it. All those diseases and incurable infections that I could get, might get, I've already got, but don't know because they're symptomless. And now I've got this repeated talking on the inside of my head, when that clock's done a full circle, then I worry where that hour went. And why am I letting these days slide by without living that amazing time that fills up my Twitter timeline? And all my friends think they're pregnant. Down a Skype connection crackling with the countries in between, she lists the reasons why she could be, might be, definitely is again, and this time he will leave her. Our mum's back bedrooms are too small. Packed with the crap we collected over 4 years, heels so high they left us with cartilage damage. Books lecturers said we'd never make it through to the end of term without. Nightclub flyers screaming garish, picked up on walks around alone at night like we didn't know the danger. Now the scaremountain headlines can never touch us, will never hurt us, will never happen to people like us. And in the evening on the M6, he stretches out minority possibilities, lies then behind us in the road, says, let this go. Nothing matters enough to eat you up this much. And I believe him completely for a second. Before the itches of reliance start prickling at the edges and go, when did I stop being so independent? Because he might leave, he could leave, he will leave when he sees this soup of neuroses boiling over.